Whoa, that straight six has power. Hey guys, this week we have a 2025 Mercedes CLE 450. Now, who doesn't dream of a Mercedes-Benz convertible? The brand that made some iconic roadsters, only have two of them available right now. It's the top-of-the-line SL that I tested a little over a year ago, and this, the brand new CLE. Now, you may ask, what exactly is the CLE, because it sounds unfamiliar. Well, what happened is the C-Class Coupe and Convertible, as well as the E-Class Coupe and Convertible are gone, and just like in the past, Mercedes combined both of them into one model. Previously we had the CLK, now we have the CLE. It's obviously still built on a rear-wheel drive architecture, the MRA2 platform that is shared across Mercedes-Benz lineup, starting with the C-Class and all the way up to the S-Class, so it's not a cheaper architecture. We get a front and back multi-link suspension. Size-wise, it is bigger than the previous C Coupe and shockingly slightly bigger than the E Coupe on our core convertible, but it is smaller than the current E-Class, so with the size, I think Mercedes just hit the nail on the head with it. Now, it doesn't have much competitors on the market. We get BMW 4 Series convertible, Audi A5 is basically gone at this point in the form of coupe and convertible, so let's see how this thing does on my favorite back row. Let's put it into sport first, then we're going to deactivate ESP or reduce it because it is very proactive and sensitive. Under the hood of this 450 sits a 3-liter inline-six, obviously turbocharged, producing 375 horsepower. It is a mild hybrid, just like in other applications of this unit. We have a 23 horsepower electric motor that sits between the engine and the transmission to give you an extra boost and help you with better fuel efficiency, which in the case of the 450 is pretty good. I'll talk about that in a second. First, let's take a couple of those corners aggressively. Whoa, that straight six has power. Now, what this thing is in the first place is a comfortable cruiser, and Mercedes doesn't pretend that this is a super sports car. The body control is pretty good. That's one thing that Mercedes does very well. They subtly tune their suspensions, but they know how to achieve good body control. Obviously, there is some understeer. It's also that safe understeer that I mention all the time, but wow, this thing has more than enough power. The brakes are actually very interesting in a good way. Also, one thing that Mercedes does pretty often is tuning their brake pedals. There's a lot of travel, so you can accurately modulate the braking power. It's not like you tap the brake and you're gonna end up on the front windshield. The steering, obviously, you don't feel much, typically for Mercedes. It's not super quick, but what it does great is it has that heft. It feels a little heavy to, you know, kind of give you that luxurious feel, and that's the one thing that this thing feels like, right? It's the inputs are kind of heavy, like the gas pedal is not super sensitive, the brake is not sensitive, the steering is not super quick, and you feel like you're driving a product that's heavy in a good way, that's worth a lot of money. Well, speaking of this thing, as tested, is priced at around $85,000. Pricing, I think, starts around $60 for the base CLE 350 that has a, or 300. I get lost with Mercedes nomenclature for their engines. Well, the base engine is a 255 horsepower turbo 4-cylinder, and the other option is a straight six. With the coupe variant, you can also get the CLE 53, which has more power and an electric supercharger. But I think in the 450, this is great. We're gonna drop the top in a second. Let's take our favorite corner more aggressively. Yeah, ESP, even even though it was disabled, it was kicking and braking in the front end because it was understeering. Now, the trap can be opened or dropped up to 37 miles an hour, so let's do it now. And we'll let the magic happen, and I'm not talking about all the mechanisms going up and down. There's basically no wind buffeting, and I'm talking you can travel with the speeds up to 75, 80 miles an hour and you're gonna be comfortable. And the reason why I say it is because when I travel with my wife, she doesn't like when her hair gets messed up. And in the CLE, we took a trip down the Jersey Shore from North Jersey. It was, I think, a little over 80 miles, and we did a top-down hallway, and it was amazing. And honestly, this is what this thing does best. Just very relaxed traveling. Let's put it back into comfort mode, and you can simply enjoy a Sunday afternoon as I am right now, enjoying the nature. Basically no wind coming inside, there's a small breeze, and it's really impressive how aerodynamically this car was designed. Now, there are two tricks that Mercedes did, and those two tricks are two wind deflectors. The first one is here up top and one in the back. You can see that mesh maybe in the rear view mirror. Basically what happens, it creates a cap around the car and significantly reduces wind turbulence. Like I said, right now at 36 miles an hour, you can barely feel anything, and even when you go up to 75, 80, it's just gonna be this cool breeze that you're gonna enjoy. Also, one thing about this thing is it's very well isolated. You don't get double glazed side windows, but Mercedes with the MR82 platform put a lot of effort into reducing NVH, and this is just a proof that it works great. Now, as of cabin, the dash is basically a carryover from the C-Class, and by all means that's not a bad thing because Mercedes did a very good job with designing it. The interior quality is very high, everything you interacted with is very nice to the touch. The touch points that matter are fine. My only complaint is, as you probably heard from other reviewers, those capacitive touch controls on the steering wheel, they're stupid, they don't work well. As I was driving, I was going through different menus. I wish they went back to the actual physical controls, but other than that, everything was great. I had zero complaints about the technology. I think Mercedes now is the leader when it comes to gauge clusters. I think they're doing a little better job than Audi and better job than BMW. You can obviously change your themes, display a full screen map, turn on the assistance view where if you use the semi-autonomous driving system, you see other cars or vehicles on the road. I like the classic gauges. I'm a boring guy, so I just leave it at them. The MBUX infotainment system has the newest iteration. It works very well. You can kind of pick the design that you want. It still is giving Windows Media Center or Windows Vista vibes, but it's fine. The seats are amazing. They have adjustable bolsters. You can turn on heating or cooling, or air scarf technology that in cooler days blows a hot air from those vents over here, and this is amazing. The temperatures hasn't really dropped in my area yet to be using this feature, but I hope there's gonna be a cold night with, like, I don't know, 48, 50 degrees where I can turn this on and see how it works, because I've never actually experienced it. The storage across the cabin, you know, it's not gonna blow your mind. It is a convertible, and it is a luxury German car, and they are historically known for not offering a lot of storage, but we have two cup holders here. We have some storage for your phone with the wireless charger, and extra storage here. Glove box, fine as well. The door pockets are decent. In the back, I'm 6'1", I can't really fit behind myself, but a shorter person, I don't think they would have any problems with it. Visibility is fine as well, especially if you drop the windows. Obviously, you can see a lot. Anyways, I really have been enjoying driving this CLE 450 for the past couple of days. It's not pretending to be a sports car, it's a comfortable GT, and that's what I generally like about Mercedes products. Not AMGs, because they are actually performance vehicles, but the regular cars, they don't pretend to be sporty. They are very comfortable. They put emphasis on comfort, on relaxed driving. You know, you turn your massaging seats on, put some tunes, and you're straight chilling. Anyways, don't forget to watch my full review of this CLE 450. The link is gonna be here in the top corner. As always, if you guys have any questions about it, feel free to drop a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.